the former coach of the Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders, was fired. He was fired primarily because
oh my God, my thing is going on
they saw his email.
Oh no, it's right here.
He wasn't fired for what he said, because if he had been fired for what he said, he'd have never been hired. It's interesting that they weren't even looking for racism when they got his emails. They weren't even looking for racism. They were looking for misogyny. As a matter of fact, racism is baked into the NFL and a lot of corners of American society. It is not a disqualifier. Is it to be president? Is the whole elected office? Is it to be a police officer? And it most certainly isn't to be an NFL coach. What got him in trouble was the emails that talked about that were homophobic and misogynistic. And what's interesting, what you don't notice, out of all the things that were said, you do not notice one person who received or saw those emails protesting at all. You don't hear them saying, don't send me this. You don't hear me saying this is bigotry. Matter of fact, it wasn't reported. It was discovered.
Yep, it wasn't reported.
Much like Christopher Columbus discovered America, where people are already living.
Yep.
That is because racism is already baked into so much. It is more American than apple pie. And it's not a disqualifier. Morgan Whalen says his record sales go up. Megyn Kelly is racist. Not only did she leave Fox, she gets another deal, and they make her, when they pay her off when she leaves. Don Imus can say something racist. They cancel him for a little while. He gets his contract, comes right back.
Yep.
Mel Gibson says, I hope my wife gets married by a pack of Passion of the Christ comes out. It goes #1. It is because racism is baked into the American formula. And it will continue because there are way too many people. And I think there's no shortage of people who feel exactly like those aforementioned people do.
Yep.
Riley Cooper said, I'll beat up every at this concert. He gets a 3-year, $21 million contract. Racism is not a disqualifier in America. The conversations Gruden had are no different than the conversations that go on around dinner tables.
Yep, with them white people. Yep, that's what them white people do.
There's no shortage of people who feel exactly the same way.
Yep.
No shortage of people.
Nope.
As a matter of fact, it is probably pretty rare that somebody of that age does not. Do you think that he is the first person in football, in the hierarchy of football, that felt that way? He is not.
Nope.
The reason America does not move forward as much as it can from racism is because most people in those positions do not feel like it is a disqualifier or a problem.
Yep.
Everybody knows that Donald Trump is a racist.
Yep.
But the second time around, he got more votes than he did before.
Ain't nothing but a racist.
That's because in America, racism is not it is not a disqualifier. It is on our money. It is the
it's everywhere.
We have statues named after it. We have monuments to racism. As a matter of fact, most of the monuments to the people that we adore or admire or hold up in this country have our blood on their head, black and brown blood. There are way more statues to Robert E. Lee than there ever will be to Jesus.
Yep.
Because racism is not a disqualifier in America, nor has it ever been.
Or ever will.
When people say there is no place for racism, that is the most galling statement I've ever heard.
Yep.
Racism is us.
Yep.
It's through and through us because it's not a disqualifier in America.
Yep.
You can be Judge Donna Davenport in Rutherford County.
Putting little kids in jail. Let's try to put my little kids in jail. That wouldn't
young black children to jail for crimes that aren't
where the
even
parents
there.
at?
Nobody
That would have
cares.
been my kid.
Because whatever you do in the name of racism is look the other way. One or two things exist. Like in the movie, when Boys in the Hood, when Doughboy said either they don't know or it don't show. One or two things. Either America truly can't recognize racism when it sees it
they see
out
the racism.
loud,
Them white
when
people
it
don't give a
sees it
fuck.
with its own naked eyes, or it truly does not care. That's a little note from a GED section.
Yep.
Mr. D.L. Houston.